Hello, my name is Dan Walsh. I'm the SELinux developer at Red Hat. I'm about to demonstrate a new feature that's coming in Fedora 17 called Deny ptrace. It's a little known fact that every process that you run on your desktop is able to examine the memory and potentially even modify the memory of other processes that are running on your desktop. The basic idea is that any process running with one UID is able to examine and potentially modify the memory of another process running with the same UID. The reason for this is that when developers and system administrators want to debug how a program is working, they need tools to be able to look at the memory and modify the memory. The problem is that this is turned on by default on all Linux systems, and most users never need this feature. So let's take a look at what this feature means. So in this, I'm going to show three different terminals here. In the first terminal, I'm running as the UID 3267 is D Walsh, and I'm running an SELinux context as staff T. In the second window, I'm also running as D Walsh and staff T. And then in the third window, I'm actually running as root, and this process happens to be running as unconfined T. So SELinux theoretically is not blocking any access in this process. So if I go back to the first window, and I take a look to see if SELinux is in enforcing mode, I see that it is, and now I'm going to run the kinit command. So kinit is a tool used by Kerberos to get your keys to be able to use in a Kerberos session. And as you see, it prompts for your Kerberos password on the screen. If I go into the next window, I'm going to actually look for the kinit process and see what the process ID is running as. So in this case, the kinit program process is running as process ID 5473. So I'm going to use the strace command, and I'm going to redirect its output to a file called temp out, and then I'm going to put in the process ID of the kinit process. Now if I go back to the original window and I'm going to enter in a password, obviously this will not be my password, but I'm going to enter in the password, "This is a secret password." If I go back to the window that was running strace, I see the strace program is completed. Now if I go in and I look at the output that was generated, I see there is my password. This is a secret password. So you see the program was able to, strace program was able to record the keystrokes or the actual password that was being passed to kinit, even though kinit was not outputting the password to the terminal window. Now if I go over to the root window, I'm going to find T, I'm going to turn on a Boolean called Deny ptrace. When I turn this Boolean on, I can go back to the original window, execute the kinit command, and similarly I'll look for the process ID of this kinit command. This time it's 5511, and when I put in 5511 into my strace command, the strace command now gets a permission denied. So strace of another process is now being denied by SELinux. Even if I take this command and I go into the root window and cut and paste the command over there, I'm even getting blocked as root trying to read the process memory of another process. If I go into the look at the log files, I will see that the strace command tried to read the kinit process, and it got a ptrace denial on the access. So this demonstrates the power of Deny ptrace, which allows all processes to guarantee that no process is able to examine the process memory of another process on an SELinux system, and this feature will be available in Fedora 17.